Welcome back to the IJF Matside studio here at the Nippon Budokan, the final day of competition. It was the team event, and we just finished watching Japan defeat France in a really exciting final. I'm going to start with Neil Adams. Your thoughts on that final?
I just thought it had everything, didn't it? I mean, it had drama. And it, at first it looked as if it was going to be runaway for Japan again. But then, we got to the stage. We were like looking at it and we were thinking there were certain contests coming up here that were pivotal to the actual result, and of course Ono, we knew he was going to come out, and we knew that he was going to, Shaney had a real hard job there because he had to beat the best judo man in the world at the moment, but then Gahi and who else, we're looking at Malonga there, we were looking at two world champions from just a few days ago, and they were going to have a chance at evening, making it all even, and then possibility of going to a golden score shoot-off, but it never happened, did it? It didn't quite happen. And credit to the Japanese. I think the absolute pivotal match was in Clerget against Moreau, the very young Japanese fighter, and I thought we're looking at Ono here, aren't we? Just absolutely smashing his way past Shaney. And he just showed what an absolute talent he is. Brilliant judo man. But, they all played a part. This Japanese team fought above themselves. They had something to prove with the people that beat them in the individuals, and they came here to turn it, and they did.
Loretta Cusack-Doyle, your thoughts on that final?
Oh, I just loved it. There was the blood, sweat, and tears of joy at the end for Japan. Obviously, France would have been disappointed. Some real highlights for me is some wonderful judo from the young lady Suzuki. From Sarah Leone, she came at that so tagari. Well, she buried her opponent. The mat opened and she put her in it. It was one of the throws of that match, I felt. And Ono, class act. I really enjoyed watching him throughout the tournament and in this team event. It was unstoppable. There were some really highs and lows. There was some nice, exciting matches throughout the whole match. Malonga, obviously, I felt for her. I really did. But like we said right at the beginning of the day that those that would have maybe have won the world titles, it was going to be hard for them to get back down, put that gi back on, and start getting their mind into action of being able to fight all over again when they're floating around with all that pride. It is very, very hard, and team events are so very special. You have to be a team player. You have to be able to dig in deep sometime, and I think Clerget was the one that did dig in deep, and he really gave his heart and soul. He started off a little bit shaky at the beginning of the day, and then as he went from stage to stage, he got stronger, he got sharper. He really did have to dig in so hard, and especially in that fight, it was so exciting. I actually wanted it to go 3-3. So that they would draw that match again, because I just loved it. I could have watched it all over again and see if there was going to be a different outcome. I felt that the young boy, what's his name again? Moro, for me, outstanding. Technically, he was the better player of them too, but the maturity and the ability to dig in came from Meri. I thought, brilliant match. I would have seen that all over again.
Right, Neil, a final word on that?
Just to reiterate, I think that was the key one, wasn't it? Clerget beat Moreau, and but the thing is that the next matchup, Hamada, for me, she was absolutely brilliant. She just searched that out. She knew that her chance was on the ground. She was very cool, calm and collected when she went in there. She turned her over. She just went into the Newaza, turned her over, and just methodically just won the Ippon and won the match for Japan. She was brilliant.
The final had the things that we would say, if this was a recipe, if we were cooking something and we needed to put things in, we we would have found those things in that final. They were there, weren't they? Everything that we needed to make a good final.
Yeah, I just think that that's what team matches have, and this had everything and I think, looking at the Olympic Games, now we've got Olympics in 12 months' time, and some people were asking me, they were saying, is this in the Olympics then? I said, yes, it's in the Olympics. And don't you understand that this is not only great because of what it does for women's judo, because some of the countries that don't have women's programs have now got women's programs because they want to be able to compete in this event. And the ones that are in it that have got balanced programs, they're throwing their women trying to get the women and the men's to be able to compete on an equal footing. And in 12 months' time, to get another chance at an Olympic medal. And the excitement that you can feel here to finish an Olympic Games or a World Championships with this event is fantastic for us. And it's so good that not only that, the Olympic movement, I have said it's so good that they are getting other sports to follow our example. How brilliant is that?
Right. The gold medal went to Japan on the final day of competition. That was the team gold there being presented to Japan. The runners-up were France, and there were bronze medals for Brazil and Russia. That brings the broadcast from the Nippon Budokan in Japan to a close. We've had a terrific time over the last 8 days. Thank you very much for your company. Thanks also to Freddie, to Lance, to Dennis van der Geest, who was with us, and Anthony Corelli, but in particular Neil Adams, Loretta Cusack-Doyle, and from myself, it's bye-bye.